Yo, Kris, check this out, man. I built a TARDIS.
And well, I don't watch Doctor Who. I have no idea what you're talking about. And also, that's my washroom.
I'm not Manuel. I'm the doctor. That's not the washroom. That's a TARDIS. A time and relative dimension in...
Stop yourself. Please.
Space.
Dude, time traveling to the past is so stupid. Like, history's old. It has nothing to do with today.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I mean, like, they're all dead. They all made an impact on the world. Like, get over it, dude. I get that we have to acknowledge history, but, like, seriously, let's stop living in the past. Live in the moment, you know? Like, especially Canada's history, like, seriously, all the interesting stuff happened when we were a colony of Britain. Like, we weren't that independent at all.
Come on, get over your rope now.
Dude, it takes a few hours to digest my food. Oh my god. Where are you taking me? What the?
This is my TARDIS. We are going to the end of World War I, whether you like it or not.
It's a friggin' washroom. What are you talking about?
Ah! Wake up, Kris. Kris.
What happened?
Kris, wake up, we're here.
Well, here? Where are we? What?
We're in France, dude. 1919.
19? What? Why?
Well, we're here because this is
the signing of the Treaty of Versailles. Hello, I'm the Prime Minister of Canada, Robert Borden.
Wow. You look young for 65.
Why, thank you. Forgive me, I'm afraid I didn't catch your name.
Oh, I'm the doctor.
I'm sorry?
The doctor. Whatever. My name's Manuel.
Oh, nice to meet you, Manuel. And, who is this friend of yours, if I might ask, who's been lying on the ground now for quite some time?
Hi, sir. I'm Kristoffer Bradley.
Robert Borden, Prime Minister of Canada. Nice to meet you.
What exactly is this, sir?
This is the Palace of Versailles. A treaty is being signed here to end this horrible war, never to happen again.
Yeah, about that.
Anyway, so what exactly are you doing here?
To sign the treaty, of course, but instead of being separate from other countries, instead Canada has been indented under the British Empire, just as I thought we were getting more independent.
When did you start?
Well, look back at the Paris Peace Conference. I argued for Canada to have a separate seat at the peace table. Hey, we lost 60,000 people in your war. The least you could do is give us a seat.
No.
Oh, come on. The US gets their own seat and they only lost 50,000 men. Canada is 51 years old, and now we are our own country. We can support ourselves.
Hey, yo, it's okay, Mr. Prime Minister Homichi. Canada will soon be its own independent country, bro.
You really think so?
I legitimately know so. You also joined this, cool club called, the League of Nations. Oh, that was cute. Yeah, you get even more self-governing from that. I'm from, the future, so yeah.
The future?
Yup, okay, bye! Let's go.
Sorry, wait, what were you guys talking about League of Nations?
Oh, shoot!
Hey, man, I have a couple questions.
Go for it.
First of all, why does Prime Minister Robert Borden look like Tim?
Okay, let's face it. Tim dresses up like the Prime Minister every Civvies Day. It's not really hard to make that association.
Okay, so this Treaty of Versailles or whatever...
Versailles.
Whatever, fine, yeah. What exactly happened?
Well, basically, it officially ended the First World War.
Well, that's good, right?
I guess for a time, but there's a problem with the peace treaty.
A problem?
Yeah, well, the treaty really antagonized Germany. It made them lose colonies in Europe, made them lose a lot of money and land. Like, they had to shrink down their whole military size and pay 33 billion US dollars to the Allied governments. Like, that's not really fair, eh?
Well, what effect did it have?
Dude, the Germans were ticked. I mean, like, really, really, really angry. Like, they lost land. They lost money. They didn't even have a say in the treaty. They kind of just had to, like, deal with it, you know? They were humiliated. And this was all the start to something bigger.
Where is this going?
Hitler, dude. Adolf Hitler. You know, powerful German speaker. When, like, all the Germans were ticked off, he gathered them all together. He rallied them up. He motivated them. And he started creating an army. When the military rose up again, that violated the Treaty of Versailles. But the League of Nations, they didn't do anything. Like, even when they started taking over other countries like Austria.
That can't be.
What the? Why are you here? What?
While you guys were talking about all that bottle of timey-wimey stuff, I decided to throw a suit on, get some shades, and Robert Borden myself to the top of your so-called TARDIS.
Whatever, okay. So anyways, continuing. So that's basically how World War II happened?
Oh my god, there's a second one?
Dude, can you stop, please?
Well, I decided I'd hitch a ride and see what Canada's like in the future. See how it became more independent.
And now, we're going to 1922.
What?
Whoa, dude, where are we?
Oh, we're in Chanak. Well, nowadays it's called Chanak.
What's happening here? I don't even understand.
Only this thing called the Chanak Affair. It went down a little something like this.
In the 1920s, French and Britain military forces basically occupied large portions of Turkey after its defeat in World War I. British troops were staying in this town we're in right now, Chanak. But then Greece, which was one of the British's allies, had a bunch of territorial disputes with Turkey in 1922. Turkish forces attacked and successfully pushed the Greek army out of the country. Then they continued advancing towards the British forces in Chanak. So British Prime Minister David Lloyd George hit up the dominions and colonies and was all like, "Yo, come reach Chanak, bro. We need your help." But William Lyon Mackenzie King was the Prime Minister at the time, and he was like, "Nah, fam, I gotta take it up with the Parliament."
Whoa, we did that?
Yup, the Chanak affair showed that Canada wanted to make their own decisions about British conflicts, and they wanted to be more independent from Britain. It was significant because this was the first time Canada really differentiated from Britain on a political standpoint. Fortunately, the British and the Turks signed a peace agreement before Canada could get involved, or stay out of involvement. William Lyon Mackenzie King pledged that the Parliament should be the one making the big decision. For example, when British and France declared war on Germany in 1939, King went up to the Parliament and was all like, "Yo, dude, you decide if we're gonna go to war here." And the Parliament was all like, "Yeah, fam, go for it." Canada became a more self-governing country, and that's the reason why Canada went to World War II. They weren't following Britain anymore. They were their own independent nation.
Something seems a little fishy about this whole thing.
What?
Speaking of fishy, next up's the Halibut Treaty. Halibut that.
Do you know what is fishy actually? Why did our clothes change?
So you the TARDIS random clothes generator. There's one. It's a long story. Let's go.
The Halibut Treaty was an agreement regarding the fishing rights on the northwest coast of Canada and the United States. The halibut stocks were jeopardized by overfishing, so the two countries want to make an agreement to manage the industry by putting limits on the catches and the fishing season.
Sorry. Is that too hard?
Wow, big deal. A treaty on fish. What's so remarkable about that? Like, I don't get it.
Well, before 1923, Canada could negotiate treaties with other countries, but Britain tried to control everything. So, in this case, Britain also wanted to sign the Halibut Treaty, but this time, Prime Minister King was like, "Nah, don't get all up in my grill like that, son."
But I'm your dad.
He didn't say that.
I'm paraphrasing a little, okay? Anyways, Prime Minister King was like, "Yo, this only concerns Canada and the US. Stay out of this." Then Britain was all like, GG. So the Halibut Treaty was signed on March 2nd, 1923. And without Britain's signature, making Canada separate from Britain even more.
Wow, I guess we really did become more independent.
Yeah, anyways, that brings us to the King-Byng crisis.
Yo, the King-Byng crisis? Yo, let me call him!
You used to call me on my cell phone. Come on, pick up.
Dude!
Hey, what's up?
Dude, why didn't you tell me you were part of a crisis?
What?
Yeah, I'm about to go to 1926, and, there's a King-Byng crisis, apparently. Yo, dude, are you a time traveler, too?
No?
Sorry for wasting your time, then.
Yeah, that's okay.
Bye.
Bye.
That was awkward.
You do know King and Byng were two different people, right?
Whoa. Welcome to 1926. Hey, Kris, you know what a governor general is?
No, but I can Google it.
Oh, well, you should probably Bing it.
No, stop. You're starting to sound like Tim. And we already have a guy that looks like Tim right here.
Sorry, who's Tim and what's a Google?
Dude, how are you even getting service?
Oh, I actually upgraded to Variety. And that's how my dad's great aunt's godson's grandchild's cousin got born. Anyway, so I searched it up, and a governor general was a dude that represents, that's in the parliament and represents our bond with the monarchy or something.
Yeah, exactly. He's Britain's representative. And do you know what he does?
Nothing?
Absolutely nothing.
But in 1926, things were different. The Governor General had to approve a bunch of things like laws and requests by the Prime Minister. So my homie, Prime Minister William Lyon Mackenzie King, wanted to dissolve the government to spare his government from a losing and really embarrassing vote in Parliament. But the Governor General, Lord Julian Byng, refused.
So?
Well, basically, Prime Minister Mackenzie King was all like, "Oh man, I don't have enough support, might as well quit," so he resigned. But later, thanks to Prime Minister Arthur Maine, who was low-key messing with everything, King got re-elected after Maine, asked Byng to dissolve the government. And this time, he said yes.
Wow, now that's kind of unfair.
Yeah, well, it happened. It changed Canada's relationship with Britain, and it contributed to Canada by allowing the government to run smoothly without dealing with British representing timey-wimey people. Now finally...
Kris, wake up! Wake up! Kris!
Dude, you have got to stop doing that. Oh my god. It hurts so much.
We're in Britain, 1931. Welcome, old chap.
No.
Guess what happened here? The signing of Canada's independence.
The what?
Just call it the Statute of Westminster. Canada was trying to be all independent from Britain, and they were going to Britain "Oh Britain, I'm so tired of you bossing me around. You're not my dad." And Britain was all "Well, Canada, we made you, so suck it up."
Dude, can you please stop being weird with this?
Fine, okay, so Canada was having trouble being a successful country under Britain's control. So they wanted to sign their independence through the Statute of Westminster.
Canada having trouble? Oh my baby.
So in 1926, leaders of Canada and also other countries that were part of the Dominion that had become self-governing decided to take a little visit to London so they could chat with Britain for a bit. This resulted in the Balfour Report, which basically identified that Britain should stop making decisions for the colonies as their autonomy increased, plus redefine the roles of governor-generals.
Hey, where does the Statute of Westminster come in?
Well,
The idea in the Balfour Report became the law when the Statute of Westminster was passed. Britain could no longer make laws for its former colonies. Think of it like this.
Hey, happy 18th birthday, son! Now clean your room.
You have no legal right to tell me what to do, Dad!
Actually, we put a router in your leg so you know where you are at all times.
I don't care, Dad. I'm going back in the closet.
Okay, so clean that up as well.
Wait, so, why is this important again?
Dude, this was like Canada's Declaration of Independence. Canada's a big kid now. Okay. See, history is important. Without it, Canada's autonomy may have never grown, bro.
Yeah, I guess. Okay, we should probably get back to the present now. Like, it's almost bedtime.
Yeah, that's
I can't handle all this cell phone stuff and Bing things and punny Tims. Can you guys take me back home, please?
Yeah, about that.
Nice.
Learn from the best.
Aww.
So then, we knocked Prime Minister Robert Borden out, brought him back to his own time, and then came back here. And that's the whole story.
It doesn't matter what Robert saw today. He'll have a hard time getting the chairman of the Borden to believe him.
Wait, what? That doesn't even make any sense. Wait. Oh no. Oh no.
Timothy Maguire has just been elected as the Prime Minister of Canada after being recommended by Prime Minister Robert Borden back in the 1920s. For some odd reason, I don't know why.
It's begun.
Can you guys get me down now, please? Like, been up here for 20 minutes.